Hey traders, today we're going to talk about volume price analysis. So let's get started. So the context in which we're going to talk about it today is just one aspect of volume price analysis, and that is where we get big volume spikes like this. And the scenario is we're looking for it to really stand out visually, where it's dramatically higher, I'd say even twice as high as the volume preceding and succeeding it. So that is the key. All right, so you get a big volume spike like this, and that comes in right around here. Now, what we're looking at is drawing support levels or resistance levels at those volume spikes. So we're combining the price, well, it came down here, it broke up above it. Now we don't have support there yet, and we're going to draw a support level into the future. So when the market comes here, for example, what this really means, just to be very literal and logical about it, this is not a mathematical formula, this is not Fibonacci, this is not theory, this is actual traders' behavior. And that's why this is important. That's not based on theory, it's based on traders' actual behaviors. Demand. Demand came in at that time, there was supply, there was demand, and prices went up. So it's based on actual fact of traders' behaviors. So we want to look at when traders came in and bought dramatically in the past. All right, we draw a support level there. This does not necessarily help you trade right at that time, but we're going to draw the level in the future and then see how traders behave when we come back to that level. Because traders, this is a daily chart of Apple, as you can see, and so they're going to be looking at that. And what's going to happen is the marketplace, meaning all the people trading the markets, are going to see that and say, last time we came to this price level, lots of people bought. What's going to happen this time? Now, surely sentiment can change, and that's what you have to look at. These are not rock solid levels where the market will always bounce off of, because, well, if that were the case, then the market could never get below that. So you've got to put that as a level of potential buying, seeing it as a demand zone from the past. Now, has sentiment changed as we moved from October into November? And, well, the answer is yes, but look what happened. So as we came into this zone, then the markets did hesitate. Everybody was kind of looking at each other like, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to buy here? You're going to buy? You're going to buy? And a lot of people felt very unconfident, very suspect about whether the market's going to go up higher or not. And so it's a level of indecision. Now, if it balances right off of that, great, but it didn't. And I would consider a position of indecision to be actually negative, because that is where people came and bought before. Now, at this bar, we get another volume spike, and that is on the bar down. And that is on the bar down. And so you combine volume spike here, where they bought, consolidation at that level, indecision, people are not buying at that same price, and then it actually gaps down on big volume. Oh yeah, to me that is a very bearish signal, because now we have supply. So here you had more demand than supply, here you have more supply than demand. All the markets come down to one thing. The only principle that applies at all in making markets move up or down is supply-demand imbalance. And during this period of time, they're balanced. They're balanced. We don't want to trade at times when supply and demand are balanced. We want to trade at an imbalance. And the imbalance comes here. And that, my friends, is the way to read price action. And these are just golden trades. These are fantastic. Let me show you another example. Okay, so we're still looking at the same chart, but what I want to do now is to put a horizontal line on the chart that's not going to move. So here's our volume spike. Go up above there. By the way, the spike occurred on this move up. All right, there we go. So it occurred on that gap up. So again, gap up on a volume spike. Okay, can you see that did not occur on the down move? It occurred on the up move. Let me just make this super clear for everybody real quick. So there you go. Okay. All right. So now this is what is awesome. So now, whoops, crosshairs, get that off of there. Okay. So now we had the same thing here. We came down, went up, gap down below it. All right. Come down, come down, come down. I just want to show you how far these can go into the future. And look at that. Oh my gosh, that level is still there. And even months and months and months and months into the future, comes back up, tests it, and then bam, comes on back down. And again, the psychology, the mass psychology part of it is that traders at this level, they're like, oh, wow, we had a supply-demand imbalance here. Well, and now we had a big move down. Again, big volume spike. I draw a support level off of that on a gap down. And so as it climbs up, then we've got a level of indecision again, because traders look back historically and say, wow, we had a big level of indecision there, and kablambo. Now, another important thing to understand is that this gap down occurred on a big day with Apple, an announcement. They had an event that day. And so you got to combine things. And this is one of the points I want to make. We don't trade based on any one thing alone. So in this situation, sure, definitely good to know that we're at a zone here. By the way, look, it came up here, it got close, came down a little bit, came up here and consolidated, hit there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, a little more than a week, and I would theorize that that's because it was a pre-announced event coming up on June 3rd, and so everybody's kind of in wait mode. Let's see what happens. Well, what happened was not so good, but it was temporary, emotional, knee-jerk reaction. You know, a tech stock, Apple especially, people get very emotional about it. But what you want to do is combine things together. So I really want to, I say this because I want to make the point that I don't. Some people say, well, all you need to do is trade price and volume, and I do not believe that is enough. News is very, very important. And I will even go so far as to say, in fact, one of my mentors used to tell me that news trumps technicals. So people will respond to news dramatically, or they can respond to news dramatically. It depends on what it is, but people are very emotional about the company Apple, obviously. And so, and they're very emotionally invested in the products. And now, again, did this make the stock go down? Yeah. One day, and then we're right back up here. So when there's a news event or something like that coming out, especially for certain stocks, earnings, obviously, anything that can be known, and you should always be watching your economic calendars as well. Remember, news will or can trump technical analysis. Technical analysis does not trump news. It's the other way around. So always be aware of what's going on with the news, especially with a particular stock, and especially one like this. Now, sure, we came right back up to it, and then we played around with this level again. So again, you know, sure, we came back to this level, and then the market again, the buyers of Apple just kind of really this whole period of time had a hard time getting convinced to move up, and then it spiked up and then come right back down. So you can see this level playing here a very important role over time. April, June, July, August, long time. And that's because it's based on behavior of traders, people's actual behavior, and not just some theory or mathematical principles. All right, so that's it for today, my friends. Hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to get my rubber band trade that I offer to all of the viewers of my videos for free. It's actual trade setup. I want you to take it, hopefully make some money with it, no charge. I give it to you to demonstrate that you can, make some money with it, and that I can provide you with real value. And then, hey, if you want to get my courses later and pay for it with your earnings from the rubber band trade, great. Or if you'd rather buy, something else, a nice gift for your spouse or your kids, that's cool too. We no pressure here at Top Dog Trading. We just like to give good value. So have a great rest of the day and happy trades.